Hey guys, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. How are you today? Alright guys, we're going to talk about the dollar and the euro today. In fact, I'm going to show you a couple of charts I made because I do believe that a picture is worth 1,000 words. And these particular charts I think are very telling. Now, I understand that there are some people out there that don't get it. They don't understand what's going on, and I'm probably going to take some heat for this video in one way or the other, and that's okay. I'm an American citizen, as most of you know out there, and believe me, it pains me to have to sit here and try to make it clear to people that the United States, unfortunately, very unfortunately, is in a downward spiral, which is really irrecoverable at this particular time. It's so sad, it really is, to think about what has happened to this country for many, many reasons. And the biggest two are greed and corruption across the board, and this is going to be the ruination of the world. It's always the same story. If you go back throughout history and you look at the fall of civilizations, this is the reason, other than natural disasters. And it's really the truth. Anyway, so what I want you guys to understand is this. There is a major distraction being pushed upon the peoples of the world, the sheep of the world. Here, let's show you what they look like. I know you guys like this little guy. Hello. Anyway, on a serious note, there is a major distraction going on here across the board. Alright, yesterday's video I went over some important, very, very important points regarding this LIBOR scandal, the banking sector, corruption, which is going to bring down the world, but it's also going to create the greatest transfer of wealth the world has ever seen. It's already underway, and there's the paradox. The paradox of this entire thing is that in this environment where, unfortunately, a greater and greater amount of people are suffering and becoming broke, there's never been an easier time to get wealthy. I know how bad that might sound, but it's the truth. And what is wrong really with getting yourself on the right side of that equation? Because believe me guys, as this thing plays out, it really is a matter of survival at this point. You know, a lot of people are going to lose everything. I've been over this so many times. Lose everything that they have, everything that they own, and they're going to lose their lives as well. As we move forward in this, resources are going to become very scarce for people. Things are going to become very, very expensive for some reasons we're going to go over in a few minutes. And the thought of that is very, very bothersome to me. And that's why I feel it is so important for us to get together and do something about it now. Alright, so listen. I want to show you guys two charts and why I believe we're being distracted in many ways. The dollar is in much worse shape than the euro, despite what we're seeing on the mainstream media, despite what we hear about the euro falling in relation to the dollar. It's a joke, guys, and what I'm about to show you is going to clarify that even more so. Let me explain something to you. I think if the mainstream media were to show charts like I'm going to show you guys right now, I think there would be panic in a matter of minutes. And so let me show you this. This is the chart that I had showed you guys, my goodness, day before yesterday, regarding the US dollar, its trajectory since 1999, and here it is. Okay guys, chart of the US dollar from 1999. You can see that it is in an extreme downward trajectory. What does this mean? because commodities, crude, corn, gold, silver, all this is priced in US dollars, they're all going to become more expensive as this continues. Okay? See these three peaks here? We're right now at this particular peak, and we are going down further. There is no doubt about it. This is a long-term chart. Obviously, there may be, obviously fluctuation here and there, but look at this trajectory, guys. I mean, really, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So, take a gander at this. Okay? Alright. Now again, we keep hearing about the euro, how it's a bad currency, which it has a lot of problems, and how the European issue is just, so bad. It's much, much worse here in the United States. This is the euro, same time period. What do we see, guys? We have an upward trajectory here, don't we? And I'll tell you something else. You see this bottom here? We're going to move up as the dollar drops. Now, we already understand that with regard to the dollar, the Federal Reserve is now taking action to try to slow that drop that I just showed you. And you can witness this in real time. Go to the nationaldebtclock.org. Go down to about 3/4 down the page, look to the left side, you're going to see the monetary base, and you're going to see the M2 numbers dropping. They're contracting the money supply. They're not telling you this on the mainstream media, but it's happening. And, again, they're doing this to slow that drop. Guys, seriously, I did a video months ago, I don't even remember when it was. The title of it was something, dollar versus euro race to the bottom, and I had said that it was going to be the dollar that gets there first. I took an amazing amount of flack for that. And the reason for that, I think at the time was, and again, it goes back to, what I always say, I'm an American citizen. I hate to sit here and talk about these things in a derogatory way or in a bad way. But a lot of people out there are so gung-ho, America, America, but they don't, it blinds them. It blinds them to see what's really going on. And this is the plan, to keep the people in some kind of a fantasy land mental state. It's a fact. To keep people mentally suppressed with purpose, so they don't see what's going on. They don't understand what's going on. They can't, God forbid, they were to show you this long-term chart of the dollar. Could you imagine if one of these channels showed you this, and then they showed you this chart of the euro? I mean, come on. Well, then people would start to wake up. They would say, wait a minute, the situation is pretty bad here in Europe, and the euro is in bad shape, but wow, the dollar is much worse. Guys, you have to understand, the issue with debt in Europe right now is nothing compared to the debt issues here in the United States. We eclipse it by exponents. And there is the distraction. It's all smoke and mirrors, guys. It's all smoke and mirrors. And this is why I have said many times, as a matter of fact, I believe I outline it in this particular book behind me, where I say that the American people are going to suffer the most as we move forward in this. Because they're the most blinded. They're the most sheepish, unfortunately, people that I know of. I know people all over the world, everywhere. And I can tell you that virtually every other place on the planet, the people are more educated about these things than the American people. The American people really are in some type of a dumbed down, almost like a hypnotized state. They are unable to think outside the box. They're unable to live outside of the moment that they are in at that particular time. That's a fact. They cannot, no matter how hard they try, think forward, and they cannot think behind. And as a matter of fact, even in the moment that they're living in is distorted, because they, again, do not think about what's affecting them at that moment. It's really crazy. This is the basic state for most of the people of the world. except for people like you watching this video. You were smart enough to maybe to find this video, because in order for you to have found it, you have had to have some knowledge of what's going on. Maybe you stumbled across it on accident. If that's the case, welcome, and I hope that you start to raise your own awareness with regard to these issues. So guys, the dollar is still, I maintain my position, is going to reach the bottom before the euro. And the issue is this: all of commodities are priced in dollars. As the dollar dies, these things are going to become more expensive. Think of the ramifications for that. How are you going to feed your family if you can't buy gas to go to the store? You can't buy food because they become so expensive. This is why you have to become your own central bank, to protect and preserve your wealth for the next system. The next system is coming. We understand that. It's no secret. China has been talking about it. They let the cat out of the bag. China will be backing their currency with gold at one point. Major changes are happening, guys. And this collapse, this inescapable collapse, first of all, it's being fostered with purpose. That's why it's inescapable. Two, it's the reset. It is going to be the reset. But at the other end of this reset, there's going to be two classes of people: an upper class and a middle class. The middle class is going to be completely wiped out. President Obama, who claims to be the knight in shining armor for the middle class, is a puppet of Wall Street. So is Romney. Okay, and it doesn't matter who's in the White House. It doesn't matter who runs countries. It's run by Wall Street. They'll put in office whoever they want. Whoever you vote for does not matter. I want you guys to know that. As a matter of fact, I've gone over lots of things regarding the government of the United States. As a matter of fact, if you guys didn't see a video that I did yesterday, you really should watch it. It was called Must Watch LIBOR May Be a Black Swan Event. It really might be. We're watching the financial sector fall apart right before our eyes. It's falling apart with purpose, guys. Okay, because there's always two sides of a trade. Always. Okay, you guys that are involved in the markets for as long as I have been, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a winner and there's a loser. Fear is stronger than greed, and more money is made when assets, when anything linked to money falls than when it rises. That's the truth. And this is a big secret that no one knows about. This is how people become wealthy, that know how to trade. They take up the short end because fear is stronger than greed. I've been over this many times. Anyway, guys, so this particular video, again, just to show you, I'm not going to show you those charts again, but you got the picture, right? The dollar is in a screaming downtrend. The euro is in a pretty strong uptrend, and it's going to get stronger as the dollar drops. Commodities are going to rise. The cost of living for everyone is going to become more expensive. And again, the people here in the United States, I believe, are going to suffer the most. And this is why we need to try to wake more of them up. You know, that's what we can do, is try, guys. And that's all I ask you to do, is try to get more people on board by sharing these videos, by educating yourself, by watching these videos. So you're armed, okay, with knowledge enough to stand toe-to-toe with anyone. And be able to present an argument on the other side, because a lot of these people have no idea what's going on. And as a matter of fact, a lot of them are going to spin it and respin it and respin it again. I tell you guys, I'm really looking forward to, you know, being able to discuss some of this with someone with a contrarian view to a lot of this, because if they have a contrarian view to a lot of this, either one, they're absolutely clueless, or two, they're a shill. And they're being either paid to talk about it in the other way. Because guys, you know me. You know how I operate. You know what I'm all about. And again, because of the support that I've gotten from all of you out there, I intend to double my efforts to be more exacting in things that I say. And again, to make sure that you guys know what's going on behind the headlines and what you can do for your future, because that's really what it's all about, guys. It really is. Anyway, I'm going to end this video getting kind of long. Guys, please subscribe to my channel. You will be the first to get these videos. Please share these videos. Super important. Please support this blog. I really could use your help with this. Very simple to do that. I have 4 books, including the one behind me, available on Amazon.com. I have a brand new book. It just came out like a week ago. It's only available on Lulu.com. I'm going to place a link to that in the description of this video as well. I'm also going to place a link to my overall channel in the description of this video. Check out my channel. These videos, they're all free to watch. You can educate yourself, bring yourself up to speed, because we all have to now, believe me guys, take on a responsibility to pass this on, to educate ourselves and be able to tell someone else about what's going on. And if they don't get it, and if they refuse to, just brush them off and go on to the next guy. Because we have a limited amount of time, guys. And some people, no matter what you do, are not going to get it. Let them go. Let them go. And move on to the next guy. Guys, you have a great day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.